Morning, guys. I've only just woke up. I don't know how long I've got left before the kids come running down. So I thought I'd try and see if I can get an hour in before they wake up. It's unlikely. So bear with me to wake up. Oh, now I've had an interesting evening. I've been contacted. Actually, let me just introduce myself. My name's Louis. I'm from Southwest UK near Bristol. I'm a lifelong Elvis fan. I got myself a cup of tea. I wish you all very good morning. We're here to defend Elvis Presley and this channel together, defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth, but the name really is defending Elvis Presley because that is why we're here. I'm going to speak a bit quietly because everyone's asleep upstairs. If anyone's waking up later to watch this live stream, good morning to you. I'm going to be quite chilled this morning. I'm going to chat with you guys, and I'll make a coffee and just see how this live stream unfolds. So we've had Lorraine Chappell. Now, I'm not sure if Lorraine's watching. Hi, Stacey. Good morning to you. I'm still a bit asleep. So Lorraine, are you watching? I'm not sure if Lorraine's watching, but Stacey, I was contacted by Lorraine, who is a subscriber. I was going to see. Now, she's been sending me some extremely interesting information. Quite a lot of information, but I thought today we would concentrate on the fact that Priscilla Presley takes all the credit for opening Graceland as a living museum. Now, I think this is quite an important thing. Even Lorraine mentioned it in her messages to me. She says that the reason Priscilla has so many fans, because Priscilla is very popular. If you step on her toes, many fans don't like it. And Lorraine said something which I thought was true. She basically said the reason fans love her so much is because they think they give her full credit for opening Graceland as a living museum, and they feel that they owe her, they're indebted to her, and that she did Elvis a massive favor by opening Graceland. Now, I see things completely differently. I see, from my point of view, guys, I see that Priscilla took advantage of many opportunities that led to her getting to the position to be the queen of Graceland, to be in charge of the trust, in charge of Graceland, which gave her a lot of power, a lot of money. So, thanks, Stacey. Now, Lorraine has sent me a lot of messages. She is a very, very passionate fan. And it sounds to me that she's had a bit of a struggle. Now, I don't think she'll mind me sharing her name. It's Lorraine Chappell, Chappell. And by the looks of this, she's had a tough time trying to defend Elvis. I can see that she loves Presley Mania. And my guess is that she is giving Rhonda a lot of information, because the information that Lorraine is sending me is fantastic and must have took years of hard work. And Lorraine truly is, good morning, Jane, a very avid, serious fan. And I can see how some people will take her the wrong way because she is quite intense. But truly, a fan. She truly loves Elvis, and she really is trying her hardest to get all the information out there to protect Elvis's image, his reputation. And this isn't just hearsay. She has got proper evidence and some very original newspaper clips backing up what she says. I mean, I'll give you an example. She's just sent me, because she's talking to me now, guys. There's quite a lot of information coming in. Now, here's an example. She's just sent me a permit. Now, do you know many of us say there can only be 6 graves at Graceland? Well, she's just sent me a copy of the permit, and this is what she said. This is the permit This is the permit that prevents Priscilla from being buried at Graceland. The state of Memphis, Tennessee, has made it quite clear there are only 6 graves to be allowed to be buried at Graceland. This is the permit. Vernon signed. Lisa Marie Presley prevented Priscilla from being buried there by having her son Benjamin buried there, completing the 6 graves. And she sends me a picture of the permit. And I've never... Let's see if I can blow this up for you guys. Now, I've heard about this permit many times, but I've never seen it. I'm not sure if Lorraine wants to join us, or if she knows we're live. I have messaged her. So this is the permit, guys. You won't be able to read it. It's a bit blurry. I'm going to just try and read a bit of it for you. So it is from the Memphis and Shelby County. Let's have a look. It's dated October the 4th, 1977 and it is to D. Beecher, Faith, attorney at law. And then it has his address. And it says, let's have a look. Location 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard. Approve your application requesting a variation from the Ioning regulation to use portion of the property to establish a family burial site containing no more than 6 burial plots. Hi, Luana. So that's just brilliant. That's really interesting. So many people have mentioned that there can be only 6 people buried there, and now I've seen evidence of it. Hi, Luana. How are you? So there's many other things. I'm going to go through many of these things with Lorraine. She's joined our Facebook channel, Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. I'm just letting everyone know that we've come live. I think I've messaged everyone. So let me just... I'm still waking up, guys, so I'm a bit blurry. But now, I did want to just say a few things about Lorraine, because I think she deserves it. She has said... this is Lorraine, okay, guys? Lorraine Chappell, and she is on our Facebook, so you can message her on Facebook. And guys, if any of you are not on our Facebook, we've been using that as a way to talk to each other. So it's Defending Elvis Presley Fans Want the Truth. Please join it, then you guys can chat to each other. Just so you know, it's 7:45 a.m. in the UK, so I've only just woke up. So this is from Lorraine. I owe Elvis everything. That's why when I go to America, I go to Graceland. I won't go in his house. I'll go visit him in the meditation garden and Lisa and Benjamin and Gladys and Vernon, but I won't go into his house. That's just me. It may have been the only reason to save it because Priscilla was stealing so much money from it to open Graceland up to the public. But that's Elvis Presley's sanctuary. Out of the public guy, and he earned that right for what he did for us and what he gave to us, his public life as an entertainer. That's why I won't go into the house. That's his private life, and he earned that. My only greatest thing that was ever to meet him and thank him and get his autograph and see him in concert. That's my biggest tragedy. So I think she's saying she misses the fact that she wished she had met him and got his autograph. In concerts, that's the biggest tragedy with me. And Elvis passing, never seen him on stage. And I used to see a lot of celebrities on stage and entertainers and meet them. He was my favorite, and I never got the same person. I never got to see him on stage. I got to go to, and then she says she's got to go to work. But she's also says that she had quite a difficult time, Lorraine, in her life, and that she feels that Elvis helped her through it. And I feel this way. Hi, Nadia. We're talking about Lorraine Chappell, and I recommend all of you go onto her Facebook and friend her, because she has got the information she has got, so that defending Elvis Presley is excellent. Excellent. I wish she would join us here. And it sounds to me like on her journey trying to defend Elvis, she's been given a lot of stick and has been banned from a lot of channels, has been blocked by a lot of people. But I've been through her Facebook page, and all her Facebook page has is loads and loads of evidence defending all the lies against Elvis. That's all I see. Now, Luan, let me just double check. So I don't know what will happen to Elvis' home in the future. So concerning if I was to go to Graceland, if only sit on the front step and reflect and tear. Hi, Luan. But just now, Lorraine is from Australia. So Luan, you're not Lorraine. Are you Lorraine? Luan? Just let's make sure, because I have asked Lorraine to join us. Lorraine, are you who we're talking about, or am I getting my things mixed up? Let's just double check. Now, I've been through Lorraine's Facebook. All right, okay, because she's from Australia as well, and I have just asked her to join us. So good morning to Luan. Now, Nadia, she's joined our Facebook channel. She joined your Facebook channel. And see, can you read her how you spell her name? It is, let me see if I can blow it up. I want to introduce her, and I'll tell you why, because she has done so much work finding all this evidence that I think I think it's not fair to use her hard work to show you guys how we can defend Elvis and not say her name. Right, so there we go. Lorraine Chappell. Lorraine Chappell. And this is her, this is her profile picture on Facebook. So Nadia, if you could just go ahead and add her. And anyone else that's interested, let's see if I can get her to join us. But I'll just message her one more time and say, are you going to join us? Can you join us now? I mean, she might be reluctant. She even has, oh, she is watching. Right, she is watching. You say hello. Say hello. I'll just ask her to say hello. I'll say don't be shy. Lorraine, we're very friendly. We're very welcoming. Okay, now just one more bit of information about Lorraine. Then I'm going to start reading out the newspaper clip. Okay. Now, I'm going to go through the evidence, but it's proper original newspaper clips and some documents. And today, Nadia, we're going to talk about the fact that we can prove that it wasn't Priscilla Presley's idea to open Graceland as a living museum. It was Vernon's idea and Memphis Council. So the Memphis Council were already planning a museum. Now, I think obviously this got scuppered, and eventually Priscilla has jumped in and from what I can see, has changed everything and made it her idea and took all the glory for it. But the truth is, Vernon and the council were doing some serious negotiating and planning to create a massive museum, not just using the home, using the land in front. I think at first the idea was to just use the land in front and create a museum, but then it was so obvious that the fans wanted to see the house, because from what I can see, thousands and thousands and thousands of people were visiting the graves for free, and they had 17 staff on just to keep everything clean and tidy and look after the gardens and look after the areas and security, just to allow the fans for free to visit the graves. And it was obvious that the fans, if they were charged a small amount of money, that it would have been a very successful business venture to open it as a living museum. So now, remember why I love Elvis. The reason I defend Elvis now, there's many reasons, but the starting point for me was when I was a very small child. I had a very difficult father. He was, how can I want to try and not go into it too much, but he was quite abusive, and in those days you did hit your kids a lot, and not just that. I had a father that would make me feel useless and stupid and dumb, and would call me names and belittle me like I was nothing, and I felt like nothing. I felt like inadequate, like I was ugly, like I was not good enough for anything. I felt I could never be good at anything. I really did have a horrible time. Now, when I discovered Elvis, and I was very, very young, this is why I feel so lucky. When I found those 2 records that were from Elvis Presley, that were hidden in the back of a cupboard, and started playing these 2 records on this Philips radio, this very old style Philips radio. It was like a box that you slipped records into. So I think I've already told you this story, guys. But it was like a grey box, and you put records into it like that. And it was also a radio. And the batteries, you had big square batteries that went underneath. It's an old Philips. And I found that, and it was working. Obviously, the sound quality was terrible. And that's how I discovered Elvis. And then that led me to buying his magazines, putting posters of Elvis on my wall, and watching his movies. Now, I really believe that listening to Elvis, reading about him, having the beautiful pictures of Elvis on my bedroom wall when I was such a small child, and watching his movies, even though they were reruns, because I was watching them in the 70s, I really think that they pulled me out of this hole. And I separated myself from an abusive father. And even though the abuse carried on, it didn't matter, because I had found Elvis, his personality, his charm, his charisma, the way he looked, his beautiful music. I loved his films, and I felt that pulled me through. And I thought, I can be like Elvis. I can be outgoing and lively and confident and look good and change my hair and how I dressed and just how I believed in myself. And suddenly I felt, no, I'm not useless. I'm not nothing. I'm sorry. And Elvis pulled me out of that hole. And as soon as I fell in love with Elvis, I knew I was going to be okay. I started believing in myself, loving myself. I had confidence. I had charm, charisma. I was not nothing. I was not useless. I was not done. So I want to read. I'm sorry. So I really feel that I owe Elvis. And this is why we're doing Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. And I feel this in Lorraine. I feel this in Lorraine. Yeah, but she has joined our Facebook channel, Nadia. So what I'm trying to say is, when Lorraine started messaging me, she also told me why she feels she wants to defend Elvis and how he had also helped her through a traumatic childhood. So I related to it. But she backs it up with good information and with very, very interesting things that we're going to go through one thing at a time. Not just Lorraine, it's not just Lorraine that is helping us. There's many people that are sending me information every day. Obviously, we have there's many people that are sending me information, not just Lorraine. Debbie does, Nadia is sending me stuff all the time, and we've got Susan does, and Rose Finney does. There are many of you that are sending me things, many of you. So I just wanted to quickly just read a bit of Lorraine's message, and then I'm going to try and find the newspaper clip. Got quite a few, but I'm going to try and concentrate on the Graceland, the Vernon one. Let's have a look. She really wants to help. She really wants to help. And I think she's hit a brick wall quite a few times. I get the feeling that she's helped Rhonda quite a lot as well. I think her and Rhonda. Right. I have a feeling that she gives Rhonda a lot of information, but I'm only guessing. Right. Rhonda is brilliant. I love Rhonda. I praise her channel. Presley Mania is brilliant. Brilliant. Right. She says, oh, right. I'll fight to my last breath to clear Elvis's name. I don't know how many Facebook pages I have to set up, but I've had 2 Facebook pages erased defending Elvis. I've been blocked and removed from so many Elvis fake fans pages defending Elvis. I will keep going. So she's had a struggle, guys. People don't want to hear her. And from what she's saying to me, it's Priscilla fans that have fallen for the fairy tale. Priscilla fans that believe that Priscilla saved Graceland. I'm sure that Lorraine, when she joins our Facebook, I'm sure she'll let you ask her many questions. Right. She says, I owe him that much. He was my savior. Growing up all my life was hell. Growing up, I was taken away from my parents. She says she was taken away from her parents. Now, Lorraine, I hope you don't mind me saying this. Made a ward of the state in children's homes and physically and emotionally abused. So, but Elvis Presley's beautiful voice, beautiful music was my salvation. And I love that. Because how many people around the world have had tough lives, guys, and just by discovering Elvis and his beautiful voice and the way he looked in his movies, how many people have been helped by Elvis. Millions and millions. This is why we defend him. This is why we're all here now. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Fans want the truth. Fans searching for the truth. We all have our own story. We all have our own reason. But we want to defend Elvis for a reason. And it's a good reason. It's the good that Elvis did. The good that he did. We can see through all the rubbish, all the lies, all the fake books, fake movies, fake documentaries, fake interviews. We can see past all that, guys. So Lorraine's story isn't a one-off. Many of us have stories like this. And why can we relate to Elvis in that way? Because he did so much good. We can see how good he was. Now, if you want to judge Elvis based on the fact that he had lots of girlfriends, that's ridiculous. Judge Elvis on the good he did. The fact that he was a good man, caring and loving, put himself second always. The way that he treated his family and friends and perfect strangers. How kind he was. Elvis was one of the kindest people that you will ever read about. And his kindness is repeated by different people in interviews again and again and again. There are so many people that speak very highly of Elvis, not just girlfriends, but many actors, many celebrities. Charlie Sheen was mentioned by Lorraine. I've seen that interview. Neil Diamond, Muhammad Ali. There are so many people, James Brown, Sammy Davis Jr. There are so many people that met the real Elvis and knew that he was such a decent man. Tom Jones. I think even some of the Memphis Mafia, if you ignore the crap that they come out with, truly loved Elvis, even though they messed up and betrayed him. Not all of them. Billy Smith absolutely adored Elvis. And the footage of Billy Smith playing with Elvis is beautiful. They were very close. Anyway, I'm just going to finish off this small section. He was my savior. Growing up my life, as well as growing up, I was taken away from my parents and made a ward of the state, and I was in children's home and physically and emotionally abused. Elvis's beautiful voice, music was my salvation. He was my lifeline. He was my life. He was my only joy I had in my life. Listening to his music helped me through the most painful things in my life. I owe him that I wouldn't be here today. Now, do you hear that? I owe him that I wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for Elvis and his faith in God, just being Elvis, just loving and Elvis was just a loving and caring human being. I don't think you can put it better than that. And I think that Elvis has touched millions of people like this. Because unfortunately, many of us that grew up in the 60s and 70s and 80s had tough childhoods because things were different back then. So anyway, I wanted to speak about Lorraine because I think she deserves it. I think she's had a tough time. I think she's put a lot of hard work into defending Elvis. In my opinion, she is defending Elvis. She is. Because she's been doing it for years, guys. She is a very tiny tadpole in a massive river. Is that the way of putting it? A tiny fish in a vast ocean. Because how many of us are defending Elvis? I mean, on the YouTube channels and the Instagram, Facebook and all that, you fans are amazing. You fans have been intensively defending Elvis for years. Now, I wouldn't have called myself an Elvis defender, to be honest with you. My mind was changed. I fell for the fairy tale. I fell for the rubbish about Priscilla. I fell for it. But bit by bit, you fans through my channel gradually over 2 years changed my mind. I remember Lorraine messaging me on my older videos saying to me, you need to learn the truth about Priscilla. Lorraine used to message me before. So bit by bit, you guys, bit by bit, have changed my mind. Now, Nadia sent me something yesterday, quite a long bit of information, a news clip, and the whole clip was just full of lies. And I said to Nadia, anyone can write this. Anyone can write all this. Anyone could do a long interview or a long write-up and talk about Elvis like he is a drug addict and a paedophile and a woman beater. Anyone can do it. This clip that Nadia sent me was horrific. But you have to read between the lines. You have to go, why are they writing this? They've got it in for him. People, thousands of people have got it in for Elvis and just want to make money from ridiculing him and demeaning him and making him out to be an evil man, an unkind man, a violent man, a rapist, a paedophile, a groomer, a controller. There's many people. They just want to say that all he was interested in was young girls. It's so far from the truth, but it gets headlines. It gets people's attention. It makes people doubt Elvis. You have to look at the good Elvis did and really go through the different decades, 50s, 60s, 70s, and how he was as a child with his parents. You have to really break down each year of Elvis's life, right to the day he died, to understand just how good he was. And that makes it easy for me then to cast away all the crap that is being written about him and being said about him to this day, in books, in interviews, in documentaries, in biographies. There's nothing evil about Elvis. Nothing. Well, Nadia, we don't know that, do we? I would say, I don't agree, Nadia. I think that she is very passionate. She has strong views defending Elvis. She has strong views about Priscilla, because she'll say many things about Priscilla that thousands of fans will disagree with. Because remember, people are trying to protect Priscilla. People are trying to defend Priscilla. People really have bought into the fairy tale. Many fans have bought into this book and really take offense if anything disagrees with this book. Many fans truly believe that Priscilla is the reason Graceland was saved. Many fans, yeah? So when you've got Lorraine saying, well, actually, it wasn't Priscilla's idea. Why is she taking all the credit for it? It was Vernon and Memphis Council in 1978 were planning the museum. Well, people don't like it. Priscilla fans don't like it because you're taking away Priscilla's crown. She's not the queen. And I think Lorraine posts a lot of information proving many lies. And I think Priscilla is one of the people that I think has, in my opinion, altered reality, rewritten history from her point of view to paint herself out as a victim and Elvis as the abuser. And I think people like Lorraine are disagreeing and saying, no, Priscilla, you're lying. I think people like Lorraine are shouting from the rooftop saying, we need to know the truth. Sue, she's not a queen, you're right. She is not a queen. And people like Lorraine are saying it loud and proud. Loud and proud. And that's what we need, because that's how we're going to defend Elvis. So anyway, this is going on longer than I thought because I was hoping to go through some stuff. Let's just read some of your comments. So Sherry, hi Sherry, says you can see the rubbish being said by Priscilla Bueller. She forgets what she said, and this is what Lorraine's trying to say here. Stacey, we've all had to open our eyes and see the truth, haven't we? Even me. Nadia, well, I think we're going to slowly find out, but you're asking the wrong person. You have to ask Lorraine. Remember, Lorraine is a member of our Facebook channel, Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. She's a very, very likable, friendly lady. And so she's just written to me saying she's watching. Hello to the subscribers, Elvis Defenders. Hello to everyone. Please keep up the fight to defend Elvis. I have a great idea. We should all get in contact with Andy Signal of the Popcorn Planet to take on the fight to defend Elvis. Now, she's been telling me there's a YouTube channel called Popcorn Planet that defends celebrities that have had their image tarnished. And she just sent me this. So she's listening. She doesn't want, I can tell she's a bit shy to come in and talk with us. Let's have a look. And she's just said, I never wanted to dig into Elvis's life because I just wanted to love his music and love him as an entertainer. But in order to defend Elvis, because Priscilla lied so much, I have had to dig into his life. And I don't like that. To all the people who support Priscilla on Facebook, they turn around and they attack us saying it's none of our business. And I tell you what, I've had plenty of people tell me that it's none of my business. It is none of our business about her private life, but who made it our business? Who made everything public that should have been kept private? Priscilla did. First with the 1987 book and me and the movie in 1988. Before that, the opening up of Graceland because of all the millions of dollars she stole from the estate that needed to be paid back to maintain the state. Hello, right, you have to be quiet. Look in the lounge, your phone's there. Look in the lounge, yeah? So she says, right, my little 4-year-old's woke up. Right, let's have a look. It was the only way to... Right, here we go. Right, have you got it? Right, just be a bit quiet because I'm just talking. The kids have come alive. Right, you can sit in the lounge, guys. Go and sit in the lounge. Go on. No, it is. It is. I've charged it. No, I charged it for you. All right, I can do that for you. No, it's got charge. It's got charge. It's got loads of charge. Yay, look at that. It's working. Good. Yeah, no, use the charger in the lounge. There's one there next to the sofa. Right, let me just carry on this bit. Bridget Cruz has joined us. Hi, Bridget. You're very welcome to our channel. I hope you're having a good day. Now, what we're doing, Bridget, we're discussing the fact that we feel, in our opinion, that many of the things that Priscilla has said are not correct. We also feel that she is not the person that should be taking credit for the opening of Graceland. We think it was Memphis Council and Vernon that came up with the idea to open Graceland as a living museum. And we found some old newspaper clips and we're going to go through them. And we've got Lorraine Chappell has been giving us a lot of information and some of these old newspaper clips. We've also found the original document that proves that only 6 people can be buried at Graceland. We'd love, Bridget, we'd love that. We'd love that. Absolutely love that. And have you spoke to Rhonda, Bridget? Now, guys, in case you don't know, Bridget is the auctioneer from GWS Auctions. Obviously, she's been in the news lately because of the NBC and Joel Weishankar doing their little news clip. Yeah, she's got a great channel, Bridget. She really does have a great channel. Look, message me if we can arrange something. We just want the truth, don't we, Bridget? Now, the fans obviously want to know about the authenticity and how it, and Priscilla's involvement, the documentation of items that have been auctioned, because that's been in the headline news, the jacket and the jumper, the jet. So that's from the point of view of the fans. They want to get to the truth there. They've got Elvis's back, haven't they? So unfortunately, we think that Priscilla has another side to her that is, in our opinion, we think she can be very dishonest. WhatsApp via GWS website. All right, I didn't know you could do that, but I'm not, Bridget, I'm not tax savvy. I'm not very tax savvy, but I'd have to be sort of told how to do a live, how to do a WhatsApp. I've never done an interview in my life, but I would happily do an interview with you, Bridget. You seem very interesting to me. We're all just trying to get to the truth, aren't we? We're all just trying to get to the truth. But thanks for reaching out to our channel. I think Shauna said that you had commented on her channel. Is that correct? So we're just Elvis fans. We love Elvis. We want to get to the truth. We do feel that our opinion is that many of the things in this book is history being rewritten. We really believe that a lot of this book is very unfair. We really do. You're in an awkward position because there's litigation, there's lawsuits happening, so it's probably quite awkward for you, isn't it? Because from your point of view, you've had contracts that were signed, and Priscilla has changed her mind and is ghosting you, but then she's countersuing. So then, and accusing you and your 3 colleagues of wrongdoing as well. So it's complex, isn't it? Guys, go ahead and ask Bridget questions. I have found Bridget very friendly and very well-mannered. I've watched a lot of Bridget Cruz's interviews, many of them, and she has always been very respectful and polite. So go ahead, guys. I'll just message Lorraine because just told Lorraine. So go ahead, guys. Ask Bridget some questions. I'm just letting Lorraine know that. But I'll ask Bridget a question. It was very interesting when you mentioned that Barry Siegel orchestrated the making of the Priscilla film. Now, did this happen like close to the making of the film? Did he approach Sofia Coppola, or was this years ago? Because I'm interested to know if Priscilla is still friends with Barry Siegel. As per the public filing, last name, limiting use of her name, public image and likeness, 51% is because the value was severely diluted and Priscilla Presley had already previously profited. Why? See, that shocks me, Bridget, because obviously, the fans know about the lawsuit with Barry Siegel and Lisa Marie Presley, the amount of money that was wasted while Barry Siegel was the manager of Lisa Marie's business affairs. So the fact that Priscilla has stayed friends with Barry Siegel, even though Barry Siegel, as far as we can see, completely ripped Lisa Marie off. I'm just shocked that Barry Siegel has stayed friends with Priscilla, because I think that's very unfair to her daughter, Lisa Marie. I think Barry Siegel and Priscilla staying friends is just plain wrong. I think it's wrong. I just think Lisa Marie would turn in her grave if she knew that Barry Siegel and Priscilla had stayed friends. Right, just 1 second, guys. Right, you have to be quiet. Don't fucking on the charger. Be quiet. Yeah, be quiet. You need the charger. Right, okay. Bring them away here. They can't use here. Right, go on then. Go on then, mate. I'll make it to you once you get. Alright, okay. Sorry about that, guys. So obviously my family are in the background making a cup of tea and stuff. So I'm just trying to catch up with your comments, guys. Yeah, my God, Agent Elvis was one of the worst things I've ever watched in my life. I just find it shocking that Barry Siegel and Priscilla are still friends. That shocks me. She definitely, it's obvious she's highly intelligent, but I think she also makes a lot of mistakes. And so I'm just trying to catch up on your messages, guys. Now, I'm just right. I'm just an outsider, obviously, with the. Let's talk. 1 second, guys. The dog's getting let out into the garden. So, Bridget Cruz and Priscilla are going to have a very interesting, complicated time with the lawsuits, aren't they? And I'm a businessman. I run companies, and all I know is that if you sign contracts, you stick to it. If you signed a contract, Bridget, was it 12 contracts? If you sign a contract and it's witnessed, you stick to the contract. You can't just go, I changed my mind. You cannot do it. If you change your mind, you're in trouble. It's that simple. There's consequences. Now, I also think that Bridget did say, I'm here as an individual. I'm not on behalf of any entity. I enjoy the channel. Thanks, Bridget. I personally think that Priscilla has countersued because that's her way of, she knows that she can't deny that she signed the contract, because from what I know, you were present when they were signed, or at the very least, it was all witnessed. Now, Bridget, were you there when the contracts were signed? Could you answer that? Now, so she can't say it didn't happen. She can't say that the contracts were not signed. She can only say I was taken advantage of, or I didn't know what I was signing, or she can say that she was conned. Yeah, She brings up your three partners. Now, I think with the countersuing, from what I can see, that she's using any possible avenue to get out of the contracts, claiming elder abuse. The fact that she's brought all four of you in, Bridget and her three colleagues into it, that's interesting to me. Why she feels that, because Bridget Cruz's lawsuit is just Bridget Cruz and her partner. Is it Kevin? I forget his name now. Bridget Cruz. So Bridget, so she asked you to be in the room. Did you ever go? Did you ever go for the signing, or did she just requested it? Is that right? All right. So so did you witness all the 12 contracts being signed, just out of interest, or did you only witness a few of them? And was it 12 contracts? I've been in litigation before. I know how you lose sleep. The lawyers make all the money in America. Who are they? Just out of interest. I'm just being nosy. I can tell you're on the Count Cruise. I can tell that you and Priscilla for a while were very good mates, got on very well, yeah, for a few years. So I just think she had a moment where she just thought, I'm not going to make loads of money out of this. I shouldn't have signed this. I've signed away my likeness and image, and I think you were representing her on things to do with the film Priscilla, the imaging of it, the way it was promoted, etc. And I also think that Priscilla thought that the film was going to be a massive success and she was going to make a fortune. And I think as she realized the film, and I think that is part of the reason she wanted to get out of these contracts and ghosted you. That's what I think. I think she thought she was going to make a lot more money out of the Priscilla film. And she was then thinking, oops, I've signed these contracts. I'm going to end up having to give back a lot of money. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. And I'd be interested to know, do you think Priscilla was getting a cut of the profits of the Priscilla film? Do you think that? All right, so you came in after. Do you think Priscilla got a cut of the profits? Or do you think she was paid a flat wage, a flat fee? Okay. And the other thing, Bridget, is you obviously approached her and said to her, she had this 700,000 tax bill. Her income had massively reduced because she had become quite unpopular. The money coming in from Graceland and EPE had all dried up. So she was looking for a way to boost her income. And you stepped in with a savior plan to, the bottom line is you both felt that you could both make a lot of money. Do you think she did that? And also, one of the questions that the fans are asking on the channel, where did all the money go? Where did all the money go? Because there's a van. Where did all the money go? What happened to it? With so much money going missing, what you talk about. So, look, you started in a garage. You know, you're obviously a very successful, intelligent business entrepreneur. I've watched loads of your stuff, so I know quite a lot about you, Bridget. To me, you seem like a genuine person. Now, I think the fans will be saying, if Priscilla was using letters to give authenticity to items that are in your auction, that the fans will think that that doesn't seem right if Priscilla couldn't truly prove the authenticity of these items and with these letters. So can you just tell the fans, you know, the Elvis fans, do you think that Priscilla Presley authenticated items that she had nothing to do with, knew nothing about, to try and increase the value or to try and increase the sale value of any of these items? What do you think about that? This is one of the questions the fans say to me. Priscilla using her letters, just writing willy-nilly letters to authenticate items that are being auctioned. What is your opinion on that? Because ultimately, guys, we've got Bridget Cruz here. What are we really interested in? We're interested in, were the items that were being auctioned authentic? That's all we're interested in, really, isn't it? Because the lawsuit is between Bridget and Priscilla, and she's countersued, so that is going to all come out, and that's going to be a tough time for both Priscilla and Bridget. Lawsuits are very ugly, very expensive. Okay. So the items didn't need. So basically, are you saying that they already had been authenticated anyway without the letters? To do with GWS auctions, it's to do with. So your deal with Priscilla was you and your partners and Priscilla. That was the contract she signed. And the contract she signed, was it just Bridget Cruz and your partner and Priscilla, or was there 4 people? So Bridget Cruz and 3 others, and the contracts with 4 people and just Priscilla. Is that right? Because the other 2 names, I've not heard them. I know about your partner, but the other 2 names, that interests me. So was the contracts 4 and 1 person? Yeah. So yeah, and these are work colleagues. Yeah, these are people that are coming up with the different ideas on how to make money using Priscilla's likeness and image. Now, is it true, Bridget, can I ask, is it true that Priscilla had already sold her name and likeness to someone else? So, because obviously you must have felt that you were buying her likeness, her image, and that she had never sold it before to anybody else. Is this true? Well, from what I can see, Nadia, Priscilla Presley Partners was set up when they signed these contracts. It's very early in the morning, guys, in the UK. I'm going to quickly make a coffee. Priscilla stated that she owned her full rights for her name, image, and likeness. So does that mean, Bridget, that she sold you something that she's not allowed to sell? Or I have heard that in the end you got the rights to use the word Silla. Is this correct? Or did she sell something twice? That's interesting, because obviously that is just wrong. If she sold you something that's already been sold, that's wrong. But if she said, look, I've already sold my name, but you can use the name Silla. I'm just going to make a coffee, guys. You carry on while I make a coffee. have to have a coffee, guys. It's too early in the morning. We need coffee. Just quickly check my messages. See, this is what happens, Bridget, when you do a live stream from your kitchen. Let's have a look. Let me just read the messages. Correct. Priscilla stated that she owned her full rights of her name. This will come out in the lawsuit. We didn't find out until months in because she stated that she owned the full rights. Whew. That's a biggie, isn't it? Selling something that she's not actually allowed to sell. No offense, Bridget, but I think you should have done your homework. You should, because really you should have known this. Because isn't it? If you go through, you know, when you had the Elvis Presley Enterprises takeovers, I think there was 2 of them, the Joel Weishanker and the Bill Philemon guy, the billionaire. I'm sure she sold her rights for her name and likeness on the Elvis Presley Enterprises sales. Is that true, Bridget? No offense, but I'm just asking you. Right, let's just get my coffee. Right. Just 1 second, guys. Okay. All right, I'm back. All right, sorry guys, but I've got to have a coffee in the morning. It's got to happen. Right. The replies. Sorry about that, guys. And I promise there are great evidence to show that we could to verify it before doing business. It will all come out. I'll tell you how I see it. Clearly,